stamina in this morning. All right, so then you could fix all. Now, my first question before I start sharing my discussion is, does anyone like traveling here? You could answer it in the chat box.
Yeah,
you could chat it in the chat
Bu
box.
Kenya, perhaps you can.
Yes. Oh, what is it?
Yeah, turn off the annotation.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah. This is not for me.
Yeah.
Something is moving. The
So you
unseen.
can stop the share screen first, and then when you are sharing
yeah,
screen,
it's done.
you can just disable the annotation.
Okay, maybe we should pray first. Yeah, A'udzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim. I hope that this conference is free from the shaitans.
Yes.
Amen. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Maybe I should start again, yeah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi sholli sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli bi rahmatika ya arhamar rahimin. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wa asyhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah. Allahumma sholli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. La haula wa la quwwata illa billahil aliyil azim. All right, so everyone, I was about to start by raising a question. If some of you or maybe all of you like traveling, do you love? Yes, okay, Nabila, thank you. And when you travel or when you decide to make a trip, do you usually review the areas or review the destination before you make the itinerary? Yes, I love traveling. Oh yeah, I know that really well, Bu Lydia. Okay, well, Bu Lydia, do you set up or do you review before you set up the itinerary of your travel? Yes.
What itinerary, bukan ya?
Yeah, before you make a plan to travel somewhere, do you usually review some some writings, yeah, or maybe some blogs, or even the social media about the destination, or do you just directly write the itinerary of your own?
Of course, I do some reviews, and especially if I want to travel to new places, I will have, I use Google to find information about the places, the interesting things around the places I want to visit, because mostly what we do in traveling, it's not purely traveling for healing. My traveling mostly because of working.
Well, it means that it's like throwing two birds with one stone, right? You can do traveling while working. Okay, yeah, thank you, Lydia. That's also what I do. Yeah, I do some research or observation. Yeah, not the real research. It's just like I need to observe what the location is about. Yeah, and then what I can get from there. So it's not only about getting into the destination or reaching the place, but also how we can live up the moments because we already prepare what activities we gonna do, yes, in the place or in the location. Now, one of them is by checking blogs. Yeah, I see some reviews are based on people's blogs, especially the travel bloggers or the travelers who have blogs or who are active in blogs. Yeah, blogs nowadays are not very popular. Yeah, unlike several years ago or a decade back then. But then blogs are still counted as the true, valid, accurate information as the source, yeah, especially for the travelers and then or travel journalists, yeah, or even the government, because they also have some necessities. They have a lot of occasions in travel and tourism. Now, I conducted this research some time ago. This is about, as Mr. Handoko mentioned earlier, this is about the comparison of lexical items and other modes used by male and female travel writers. And this is a case study of multimodal in travel blogs. And I also analyzed from the corpus side. So that's why it's more multimodality of travel blogs corpus. It's quite interesting actually. This, yeah. Now it's now refers to some decades ago actually, because information changes, or communication develops even much more on technology. So we can use the three of them into one combination. This is how we need to use media as beneficial as possible, because media performs images and dreams, evolving from the mechanical process to the electronic transmission, and then the digitized world at present. So here, blogs are not being left behind, but it's just people put or too much attention on the other social media or the other application, or maybe the other platforms. But still, this is the importance of how we need to find out the necessities or the pluses of blogs. I find in blogs are very useful, very beneficial, especially when it's compared to those in the social media like TikTok or Instagram Reels, and else. What I see is about the multi-modes, as we can see here that modes compose pieces of information. And this is the right tool, for any media to use it as a resource or as resources to perform maybe not only image, but also music, or maybe the play, including the text, the layout, the color, the gesture, the facial expressions, and else. So in fact, we need this communicative style with the verbal language and also the other aspects of the complex bodily performance that constitutes political style. So we can also consider someone's blog, with modes, as I took it from Van Leeuwen in 2011, as the meaning-making resources. So this is meanings, not only to get informations, but also certain engagement, and then something touching, something persuading. So it's quite persuasive actually, since the resource is as the set of systems, for additional meanings and the interpersonal meanings, textual meanings in the expressions. Now, after I obtained the modes, then I concluded that, it was a temporary multimodality conclusion, because multimodality is quite wide, and then we can also put a lot of significant interactions in the modes to mean something, or to make meaning, like that. And after that, I saw the visual communication embedded and integrated in the travel blogs. So what I put in the consideration is on the language used, the text, and then the way how the writers or the travel bloggers put into one with the good and proper fluency and also accuracy. Not only that, they also put some video links or some video in the what do you call flash player multimedia, in their blogs. So we can also watch the speech, watch the how they perform, in their blogs. And then the gesture too, including the gaze, the typography. Typography is the font used, including the size of the font, not only the style of the font, but also the color of the font, and then being the actor. The actor is the characters put in the blog. Okay, now we try to see further about travel blogs, how travel blogs are very intriguing in the field of public relations and then advertising, not only in travel writing. Well, I see travel blogs as a platform that have meanings and values. If we put more or deeper into the display of the blogs, and then we can also see the integration, of the multimodal text and also the communicative events, up to finding the comparison and contrasts on the travel blogs, especially when we use multimodality, so we can find different modes. Nah, this is why I put this as my study, to investigate and to analyze then of the language used by male and female travel writers, portraying Bali as one of the favorite destinations of both local and foreign tourists in blogs. Yeah, Bali is still #1 famous place in Indonesia. So after COVID-19, was getting low, then Bali is still #1 to be visited in tourism. All right, so the two questions that I raised are what are the similarities and the differences between the use of language that is in the term of lexical items within its corpus implemented by male and female travel writers in their blogs about one certain topic that is Nusa Lembongan, Bali, okay, according to Bezemir and Jewett. And then the second is what are the other modes? Yeah, like what about the image? What about the layout? What about the color, the typography, the actor, and else? Yeah, as a portrait implemented by male and female travel writers in their blogs. So I guess by these two questions, I could draw more of the significance of the study. That I hope that this study can be giving a lot of insights. Including knowledge and science in the development of multimodality research regarding language and gender on travel writings from the corpus use or from concordance of the words used in the travel blogs. Besides, I put the functions of this study as the practical contribution and also the theoretical contribution. The practical contribution is surely about the use of the government's tourism department and also the travel journalists to put some journalism more into blogs like that. Just like how they describe Nusa Lembongan as Bali's destination marketers, and then the marketers should also provide it in an image of a safe and secure environment. And then for the theoretical contributions, I hope that the sociolinguists, including the multimodality enthusiasts, including multimodality linguists in the scope of travel insights, can spend more contribution as well as received by or learned by the lexicographers. Okay, so to be effective, then we combine, I combine the methods. For instance, what is that? The theory from the discourse analysis, and then lexicography, linguistic landscape, and also the ethno-linguistics. All right, so this is the scheme. I put a mapping of the previous studies. Actually, the previous studies are not only these two. I obtained about 7 or 8, more than 7 or 8, but then I selected only 7 or 8, but then I selected again 2 of them to be put in this slide, so it will not be that complicated. I took the point of how to exemplify differences in the writing of men and women by using corpus. Now, I found one research from Hidayat or by Hidayat about penulisan dan gender. The similarity that we used the same microtextual analysis of sentence use in the basis of gender with a different style from male and female writers. And then the results were the same as the second study. The second study put more into the differences in the language use of males and female speakers from the terms of pronunciation and then intonation, vocabulary, syntax, manner, behavior, and the nonverbal distinction. And almost all studies refer to the same conclusion, the same results, that there were differences in syntax and conjunctions between Indonesian male and female authors from the upbringing of each sex, and then the sexual biologic difference can demonstrate the difference of roles and opportunities between men and women. So this is something kodrati. Yeah, we use this term in Arabic. Yeah, as in Islam we find this as something kodrati. So we can analyze deeper, yeah, on the language style difference in the writings that coined various sentences. Nah, so then I need to highlight my study again, yeah, that this study focuses on the analysis category to understand the differentiation under Atkins and Randall's concept of the lexical items that is within the corpus, yeah, and then the other modes in multimodality under Bezemer and Schwitz concepts. All right, so I then came to this question, yeah, is gender equality compatible with Islam then? Well, I only put three verses. There are so many verses in the Quran. I put first from Al-Baqarah. It is said that rajim, walahunna mithul ladhi alayhinna bil ma'ruf. Yeah, and they have rights similar to those against them in a just manner. So this is about the equality that Islam brings, yeah, for male and female, because they also have the same responsibilities. They also have the same roles, yeah, but in their own pace, yeah, not in the same pace. And then the second ayat or the second verse is from Ali Imran, yeah. Then we put this la udiyau amala amilin minkum min dzakarin au untha ba'dukum min ba'd. Yeah, so we find here as I suffer not the good deeds of any to go waste, be he a man or a woman. The one of you is of the other. So female and male actually complete each other. Yes, and then the last ayat or the last verse is from Surah An-Nisa 32. We find here as lirijali nasibum mimma tasabu wal nisa'i wa nasibum mimma tasab. So we see here, men shall have the benefit of what they earn, and women shall have the benefit of what they earn. So each parties, yeah, men and women have their own pluses and minuses. They also have their own space. Yeah, they have their own pace too. Yeah, they have their own tempo. So you may have the answer. Yeah, is gender equality compatible with Islam or no? Okay, now. What I need to stress down, yeah, from this research is from the method, yeah, I use qualitative research based on the corpus data interpretation. I also identify the multimodality of the data in the language used under the gender perspectives, yeah, which assures the similar approach to understand deeply experiences of people. Now, since this is a comparatively analysis, or we call it as context analysis, yeah, then I focus on the language used, and then the multimodality, all the modes, yeah, the multi-modes are also equipped in the blocks. Now, this is when I see from the textual and contextual paradigm taken from the internet blogs, yeah, and the population of my study is consisting of male travel blogs, 20 blogs, yeah, and then 3 male travel blogs from 33 blogs. So I put these, yeah, as the most representative blogs among all. Okay, and then the sample similar from the population. In the local travel, which the frame for this sample consisted of those whose blocks have or contain various multi-modes. So then I turned down, yeah, some blocks which didn't use the modes that I chose in my study. Now, so we find here in the as the population of Clash, yeah, one is
Recording in progress.
The most famous gilis are Gili Trawangan, Gili Air, Gili Meno. Nah, but in this study, I just choose Bali because sampling and then the population are bigger than Lombok. Okay, the next here is about the 3 blocks chosen from the Indonesian male travelers and also the same number, 3 Indonesian female travel blocks. Now, the blocks contain not only text, so this is the next criteria, not only text, but also some of other 5 multimodes. Talking about multimodality, actually multimodality is quite multiple, not only the modes that I explained earlier in the previous slides, but not only 5 or 6, but many, But then I tried to focus more on these 5 multimodes. All right, let me get going here. These are the chosen ones, the chosen blocks, and you can see which one belongs to male and which one belongs to female. From only from a glance, then maybe you can just figure out, oh, this must be the lower from the female blocks, and then the upper parts, the upper part is about the male blocks. So this is the interesting part, how we need to put all together, into the the method, the method how to analyze this. I'm sorry, someone is intruding again. So I need to clean all drawings first. Okay. All right, so let me continue. The methods of the data analysis, the first thing first that I did is, oh, I'm sorry to pause. Maybe Mr. Suhandoko, maybe I need your help to unhost me. Since to dishost me, since there are so many requests to be admitted, and it's quite distracting. Okay.
So please,
right.
The host, could you please remove the co-host?
Oh, is it not possible not to be the host and to share the screen? The screen.
Okay.
Is off.
Okay, now you can share your screen. We can,
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Suhandoko. So I'm now resharing the screen. Okay. Yeah, this is the last. Oh, no. This is not the last page. I left. This is the slide that I was going to share about the methods of the data analysis. We can see the first thing first that I did is how I need to gather, or how I need to collect the sources text, and then I read it thoroughly, including to analyze the range of modes, based on the multimodality proposed by Jewett only, And then the second is I compiled them according to the modes under female and male categories before analyzing them. I needed to do this, of course. After that, I copied and pasted the data into Word, Microsoft Word, in a separated file, and then saved the file first into plain text, because if we directly open the file from the Microsoft Word, then the text will not appear, okay, because it's only about the TXT format. Okay, it's only from this format to be, and then I labeled them one male, one female. It means the first block of the male, the first male, and then the second block of the second male, like that. Sorry, the first block of the first female, and etc. To find the respective corpus for 0.3 W, yes. But the last time, if I'm mistaken, just 2 days or a couple of days ago, a couple of days ago, I got the 3.6.4. Now you could try with the most recent NConc. Okay, this software always develops, always updates. So if you have the recent update, then you may not be able to use the previous software. This is to NConc, it was used to find out the most frequent word used in each block based on the lexical principles, proposed by Atkins and Randall. So I just scoped only under Atkins and Randall. All right. And then I marked down the distinctive multimodal components in other modes besides language. Those are image, and then the layout, yeah, and then the color, the typography. Typography is the font, and then the actor for analysis. Afterwards, I took the most frequent lexical items made by both male and female writers. Oops, sorry. This is the result, but we haven't been there, yeah. Okay, the next is how I obtained the result. I found the similarities and differences, yeah, in the use of language by male and female writers over time. And it's quite interesting that Ankong then classified and counted the frequency of the content words, yeah, automatically by importing the file in the computer program. And you can also see the concordance of the words. The steps, yeah, for this is by clicking open data in the software application. After that, you just click open file, and then the file is opened, and then you can just click the word list, and the program starts, yeah, from the word list. So you can get the most frequent word list would appear by the rank. And then I put them all here, yeah, in this table. Wow. It seems to be a hard work, yeah, to do this study. But then actually, yeah, from the software, actually it was quite easy. I didn't put this manually. I just copy and paste it, yeah, including the number, it appears. So I didn't count like island, for example, yeah. There are 30 items of island word, but I didn't count one by one, yeah, 1, 2 until 30. Yeah, it would be such a waste of time, of course. But then I categorized them into lexical words, grammatical words, and then the compounds. So the first thing here is how you do mapping. If you don't do mapping, then you'll be confused what to analyze, what you need to focus on, you need to dig down, yeah, deep dive into the matter, into these linguistic terms. Okay, so we can find male travel writers used island, the Nusa Lembongan, and then the female travel writers used Bali, the, and then Nusa Lembongan. Yeah, so from this result, yeah, actually, for example, yeah, from the first conclusion, this is the just a short conclusion, yeah, because we haven't finished discussing it. Is that it's important for females, yeah, for women to determine the exact information, like the place, for example, yeah, Bali, yeah. But then in male blogs, yeah, they just go directly to the focus that is on the islands, like that. Okay, next again here, what I got is about the use of nouns or the lexeme, yeah, which its frequency, the frequencies, different frequencies. The same way, for the nouns, we find island and Bali, yeah, versus. So island is more general than Bali, right? Now, this also reflects the fact that female or women tend to be specific compared to men. Yeah, men sometimes are easy to say only in general terms, and then let the women to figure out by themselves. Yeah, okay. So, but then for women, they get into details. All right. So yeah, I know that this can be a claim, yeah, but this is according to Ankong result that we can analyze further, right? Yeah, we cannot generalize all people. I mean, all men, yeah, just like Mr. Suhandoko, for example. I'm not sure if Mr. Suhandoko is more detailed or less detailed than his wife. Okay, we will see. Maybe we can just check from the personal interviews, yeah. Okay, so now let's see here, including including the verbs, yeah. The verbs used by male mostly, the most frequently used word is make for male. Meanwhile, female has this lexeme, yeah, this have one. So it means that this also reflects the leadership of men, yeah, the how men tends to make something, to create, because they are the leader, while female, yeah, considers most on having, like that. Well, it doesn't mean that, oh, so female cannot be, or women cannot be a leader. Female used beautiful. So you can find the descriptive side of women. Yeah, women are very descriptive. Yeah, even when they tell something, it will be very something describable. Yeah, but not for male. Yes, usually male just go on to the topic, go on to the point, just like this one, yeah, local versus beautiful. All right, now what about the adverbs? We can find adverbs here. Male has really, yeah, even though the number is very far, yeah, really only 12 items or 12 words. Meanwhile, the adverb here is found mostly with the frequency of 22. But then here, to indicate that female needs security, like here, to refer to something specific, and then to make sure that everything is under control, like that. Okay, so now let's see the other aspects, yeah, of the lexical items. It's quite interesting. Auxiliary verbs, yeah, they have similar use because auxiliary verbs tend to be, yeah, the auxiliary verb, the adjunct or the help to the verb. And then the prepositions of and to, conjunctions and the same, yeah, with the same or the same lexeme, but with a different number, only one number difference. And then the pronouns as I, the same way, yeah, because it's their blocks, so it seems to be, or it feels personal, so they just use directly with I, use the word I. And then the determiners, yeah, for the determiners here, they also use the same, yeah, the, since the is referential, they just want to make sure that the readers are quite acknowledged from reading their blocks. All right, so now what about the top compounds? Yeah, compounds is a phrase. Yeah, like noun, like this one, ya, Nusa Lembongan. Compounds can be can also be in the form of adjective noun or adjective verb. Yeah, and then but you cannot put verb. Yeah, you need a gerund to support the compound of verb. All right, so both used Nusa Lembongan. Yeah, but again, yeah, female mentioned it in their blogs 40 items, and male, yeah, mentioned 26. So it's a big number difference. Yeah, it also reflects how female, yeah, just want to females want to make sure, yeah, that what they are doing is clear, clarified, accepted, and else. Okay, so they mentioned it again and again, Nusa Lembongan, Nusa Lembongan. So my conclusion from this part, yeah, not the whole study, from this part is having known the concordance, yeah, was just by clicking the content word needed, and then you can try to get the concordance, yeah, exactly from the words taken, and this also refers to the token, yeah, token words. Token, yeah, not taken. Token is a part of corpus frequency. All right, this is discussed in lexicography. So if some of you already took lexicography subject or course, then you get familiar, yeah, with this. All right, so I put the analysis into these two comparison, yeah, men's language and then women's language. For the men's language, we can find that males yeah, tend to be more task oriented. So that's why they usually have more focused on something or less distracted. And then they are also less talkative, more isolated. Thus, they have a hard time understanding emotions that are not spoken. Meanwhile, women, yeah, tend to have something or receive something, to have something like that, right? Including how to experience, yeah, so, or to be afflicted with something bad like that. So we can analyze this from the frequency of the words taken from the corpus of their writings. Now, another comparison is how we in the previous slides, yeah, we also understand how men, yeah, then used more adjectives and consist of shorter sentences. And then the next part is what is it? Much or more than the man. Okay. Another data analysis that I show here is from the use of lexical items. Yeah, like male used more prepositions than women, yeah, than the female writer. Meanwhile, in women's language, we find more conjunctions, more pronouns, more auxiliary verbs, yeah. And then besides auxiliary verbs, they also use more verbal interaction. So their language or their texts are actually quite easily to understand, yeah, or more easy or easier, yeah, a lot easier than men, yeah, when they write a text. Okay, and then another part is the use of the I, yeah, as the first person for the pronoun. This indicates that men are more individual instead, yeah, I. And then Sia, according to another study, Sia stated that men tend to use first person singular pronoun and second, to use I, me, you, yeah, including it, there. So women are more collective, yeah, and then they also state relationship. Yeah, maybe that's also why here in Islam, yeah, the school, because of this, yeah, because women should spread the wings out to the ummah, yeah, not only to their son and daughter, yeah, but also the generation. And meanwhile, men are, yeah, the leaders. But then women, as we know that they are, what do you call? The queen of the house, yeah, Marabbatul Bait, yeah, Marabbatul Bait is the mother of the generation, and Warabbatul Bait, Robbah is the queen of the house. So they can be multitasking, they can do more things, yeah, more various things compared to men. Okay, so here there are some others, yeah, but I think I need to skip the explanation, but you can, put them into mind, yeah, that my descriptions in the previous slides are just the same with this slide. Okay, maybe I should have, yeah, because of the limited time. All right, so now we come to the word types and tokens. Yeah, this is more on the word choice or the diction. We can find in men's language, words are related with relationship, yeah, social interaction with people, and then quantity, superiority, strength, and achievement. Meanwhile, in the females' language, females tend to write more, yeah, or write longer, since they have more verbs, yeah, more adverbs, and then more auxiliary verbs, more conjunctions, more pronouns. So yeah, it seems to be exaggerating. Female tend to be or seem to be exaggerative creature in explaining or describing, just like me now. Maybe my explanation is too wordy. Yeah, maybe if it's too wordy, I just want to make sure that this is the study is qualitative, qualitative content analysis. So I have some reasons, yeah, why I explain this very detailed. All right, and then for the word choice related to men, they tend to seek more information, and then they also use authoritative language in a more straightforward manner. Meanwhile, women, yeah, have the word choice that is related to women to be more involved. Now, this is the care of women. Yeah, women are or will be mothers. This is also how they also put their so they also use emotional language pertaining their feelings, their thoughts. Yeah, maybe that's why. I mean, from my finding, yeah, they used more adverbs and more adjectives too. Okay, so here is the conclusion for this part. Males and females writing tend to use empathic emotion. Yeah, both of the writings. Yeah, I'm not saying that men are less sympathetic, yeah, less empathic. No, yeah, it's just not everything can be explained by men. Yeah, or some men also put the care, yeah, the sympathy, the empathy more on the action, like that. And meanwhile, women, yeah, in their writing, we can also find it from the result of the corpus. The choice of their lexical items are different, yeah, in some ways. So to describe things with words they have that have intense feelings. So the females, yeah, they use characters, or they have the characters. They use more compliments, yeah, including apologies, to be careful and caring. Yeah, this is like the motherly character. Yeah, maybe that's why, yeah,